Welcome back to the channel. In today's news, Toyota is reorganizing how they manufacture their vehicles, kind of making way for the next wave of their future, which is mobility, which is going to be electrified. Also, we get a little sneak peek of the ES all-wheel drive hybrid that hopefully comes sooner rather than later. And last but not least, Toyota just unveiled a brand new SUV that is a little bit related to one we see here in the States. I'll see you on the other side, and let's get into it. Before we jump into the articles, guys, I just want to show you what I've been working on. This is my little Teespring store. It's where I make custom designs for the channel, for the brand. So the luxurious fleet is being represented here. It looks pretty cool. I love this fast and luxurious shirt here. A little bit clever, a little bit nerdy. I'm sure you guys will appreciate it. Please check it out, put it in the description below, and let's get into it. Toyota strengthens manufacturing organization. This is over at the Toyota newsroom. New manufacturing project innovation center aimed to respond to customers' mobility needs. Toyota has really been pushing mobility. If you looked at this year's Tokyo Motor Show, it was all about mobility and their different ideas for the future, and it's all electrified. As part of its commitment to mobility and helping people find better ways to go places, Toyota announced several changes to its organization to further improve unprecedented changes to the automotive landscape. That unprecedented changes is the switch to electric vehicles. Effective immediately, TMNA, Toyota Motor North America, will establish a manufacturing project innovation center, a new group based at its headquarters, led by Mike Baffin, Group Vice President. The Mobility Project Innovation Center will focus on strategic manufacturing initiatives to mobility transformation. CASE, Connected, Autonomous, Shared Electric Technologies, benchmarking and advanced processing initiatives that incorporate new technology at the company's 15 North American manufacturing facilities. These improvements will enable our manufacturing team to better respond to our customers' needs as we transform our business into a world-class mobility company, said Reynolds. We are more confident than ever that we're leading edge of our industry's transformation and have positioned ourselves for long-term sustainable success. With more than $27 billion in direct U.S. investment, including 10 U.S. plants, Toyota has committed to invest $13 billion more in the U.S. by 2021. This is huge, guys. They're ramping up their transformation from the current technologies, which there's nowhere else to go with current technology. The only thing you can do is add gadgets and gizmos. You have to start investing in hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and electric manufacturing process that radically transforms how they put vehicles together, because the industry is being radically transformed by EV, thanks to Tesla, of course. In some regard, also all the governments around the world, at least all the first world governments, I should say, are really pushing emissions to not be spewed out by vehicles. Instead, they're going to fix that by having stricter rules for emissions for all vehicles. And you even see China, I wouldn't call them a first world country, but they are really switching over to electric vehicles as soon as possible. Lexus debuts ES prototype with new all-wheel drive system. We've been waiting for any kind of news with the all-wheel drive ES. People have been dying for it. It's been needed for about 10 years on the ES. With this new 2019 remodel, we were really hoping we would get all-wheel drive as, you know, one of the first options when it first came out. However, we're going to have to wait a few more years. So let's jump into it. Japanese media were given a chance, which brings a link up to the original article, which is definitely worth a read. I read it, but really Lexus enthusiasts did a great job of summing it up. So they were given, during the Tokyo Motor Show, a drive of the Lexus ES prototype equipped with a new all-wheel drive system. The E-axle all-wheel drive was built around the Lexus hybrid system, utilizes a second electric motor equipped on the rear axle with an output of between 80 to 100 kilowatts of power. 100 kilowatts of power is 134 horsepower. 80 kilowatts of power is probably around 100 horsepower. So somewhere between 100 and 130 horsepower. The technology can be engaged by the driver. So this is what a Japanese auto writer had to say about it. The winding road we ran this time has a variety of settings, such as low speed hairpins, S-curves at medium speeds, and places where there are undulations and the corners are not clearly visible. Then the sense of a security as a driver increased. No, it was not just a sense of security, but there was a sense of acceleration and excitement that I had never experienced before with hybrid vehicles. It feels completely different from the variable rear suspension, where the accelerator is stepped on in the second half of the corner and the rear of the car goes inside the corner. Lexus engineers at the event hinted that the all-new all-wheel drive system would be introduced on a vehicle early in the next decade, and considering the prototype model, the ES sedan looks to be one of the first to get the technology. Great news, it's good to see that they're working on it. We just can't wait for it to actually come to market. It's very late to market in my opinion. If they do it right though, it could be very unique with how it delivers its power. That's what this writer's talking about. It's very strange. And what's interesting is there's a little switch in the car, if you read the full article, that they could turn off the motor and turn on the motor. So how the front and the rear of the car act very independently of each other, which is very unique, something we really don't see, and it is the future. Lexus will probably unveil it in a hybrid system where the front is controlled by the gas motor and the rear is controlled by a larger electric motor. And then as time goes on, as they switch to fully electric, they'll have in-wheel motors to control and accelerate and decelerate each individual wheel. Toyota launches the new Rise in Japan, a small passenger car SUV that provides utility and fun for everyday use and for leisure activities. To me, this is very similar to the Toyota RAV4, the newest one, the 2019 and newer. Let's just go over it real quick. It doesn't get me excited, it's only for Japan, but it's still worth talking about. Anytime we get a new Toyota, it's a lot of fun. Less than 4 meters long, the Rise is a small passenger car that features a more powerful style of an SUV. Has class-leading luggage capacity and interior space. The new platform achieves outstanding basic performance, equipped with an array of advanced functions, including safety technologies, etc., that we see on all the Toyotas nowadays. It is unveiling today, which is November 5th, and it says at dealers nationwide. Well, it's in Japan. So nationwide in Japan, you get this unique Rise SUV that looks like it shares a little bit with the RAV4, to be honest. So what's it powered by? It's powered by a 1-liter turbo engine. I believe this is the 3-cylinder turbo that they use, and it has a unique new transmission. And it's the first time this has ever been used. The car achieves torque and driving joy of a 1.5-liter engine, as well as outstanding fuel economy. The DCVT adds split gears to existing CVT belt drives and uses both belt and gear drives at high speeds for improved transmission efficiency. I wish I was an engineer and could understand this a little bit better, but so they talk about the storage capacity of this SUV. So let's just kind of look at the pictures here. And you can totally fold flat the back seat. I mean, it just looks like any other SUV to me. I'm sure it's very, very roomy for the size, but to be honest, it just looks like an SUV to me. It almost kind of reminds me of like a Kia Soul or something like that with its body shape and its functionality. I think this Rev Counter here looks really cool, very futuristic. I like how big this LCD screen is. In a lot of ways, it's better than even the newest Lexus vehicles out there. And again, you have the screen over here. So it's just one big screen, but you can put the information over here, which is very familiar with current Toyota and Lexus vehicles. This vehicle can be had with all-wheel drive. That's really sweet to see. And if you guys look, they're showing different ways to display the revs. So of course you have this kind of dial looking one here. On this one, it looks like more of a traditional tachometer. On this one, it looks maybe like more like a sport design or sport mode or something like that. And then you can see they switch the information screen into the middle and they move the tachometer to the left. Again, this changes from the previous one and they have a digital clock here in the middle. And then you can see them using Apple CarPlay, and it will be, of course, compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And then here's a picture of it. It looks very RAV4-ish to me. Let's get back over to the camera and talk about my thoughts about what we saw. So what do you guys think? Do you think that Toyota is revamping their Toyota North America facilities and the plans that they have for it? Do you think it's all electric / hybrid focused? I honestly do, because they're so hard to interpret. This whole mobility revolution that they're talking about, honestly, to me, how I see it, is that their transition into fully electric vehicles, as well as other ways to expand the Toyota brand into other mobility products. Let's say it's a wheelchair or something like that. Also super good to hear that Toyota, well, I should say Lexus in this case, is working on the all-wheel drive ES. I don't know what it's going to be called. I don't see it be called the ES300H. It might be called like the ES400H or something along those lines. I think it is definitely a high-performing hybrid, which is really good to hear, because the last I heard of it, when they were working on it, they're like, well, we don't know really what we're gonna do. It sounded like it was gonna be less of a performance vehicle than the V6 option. They still could do a V6 with this. It would be kind of heavy, I think, but if you get an extra 100 horsepower or 130 horsepower from that rear motor, that's perfectly fine. People will line up for this vehicle regardless. To be honest, they could just put a little electric assist motor in the back like you see in the Prius, and people would be happy with that. But they know that the GS is dying, and if they don't replace it with another GS, they have to make the ES a lot sportier. So putting a 100+ horsepower electric motor in the back with instant power, with this new posture control that's not going to kick out the back end like you would see in like a rear wheel drive vehicle, that is really exciting to see. I want to hear what you guys think about it in the comments below. And last but not least, what do you think of the new Toyota Rise? It's very Kia Soul-like, it's very Toyota RAV4-like. We're not gonna see it here in America anytime soon. That's fine with me, but it's still worth talking about because any new Toyota product is exciting for me and probably for a lot of you guys. What do you guys think of also my little Teespring store? I have still yet to come up with a monthly giveaway for the month, but rest assured it'll be a good one. And I'll see you guys in the comments below, and until the next time, peace out.